Hey guys, it's Eric with Dempsey's Resolution Fitness at dempseysresolution.com. I was just doing a little stretching after my workout and drinking my post-workout shake. And I'm starting a new thing. I figured I was going to start coming to you guys and doing what I call Tales from the Exercise Mat. Because I got this cool old school exercise mat. This thing is, man, we're talking like, I had this thing when I was like, 10, 11, 12 years old back in the day, right? This thing is like 1980s vintage. So it's about 35 years old, right? And so I did some legs tonight, so I was just doing some stretching, and I was thinking about, one of the things that's crazy is I was stretching on this exercise mat in like 1981, right? And man, I didn't know all the science behind what I know now, and I didn't know all the details about the why, but I was doing a lot of the same stuff that I do today, and I was thinking, I was lucky I had some good instructors back then. I had some good teachers, and I know a lot more about it all now, naturally, 35 years later, but man, I've been doing this stuff for a long time. And, I did all the stuff that was wrong, right? I learned the hard way what didn't work. And I learned a lot of good stuff that did work. And, it's funny how people can, when you're younger, you can get away with making mistakes. You can get away with not knowing the right stuff and still pulling it off and getting in pretty decent shape. And as you get older, man, your room for error is, much less because you don't recover like you used to. I used to be in pain, back in the day. We'd go out, do a 6-mile run at some blistering pace. I'd be destroyed, running with these guys that were running like, 5 and 6 minute miles. I was lucky if I could do 7 or 8 minute miles, right? Trying to keep up with these guys. And I'd drag my butt in and, we'd eat and go shower and change and come back and go to work. And we'd do whatever we had to do that day, whether it was very physical or administrative. And then we'd have another workout session in the afternoon. And that was usually strength and conditioning. We did mostly like cardio and core training in the morning. And then we did strength and conditioning and combatives and martial arts in the afternoon. So you're talking anywhere from like 2 to 3 hours a day, 5 to 7 days a week. Because even on my off days, I at least went out and did like a 2 or 3 mile run and some martial arts and some push-ups and sit-ups, and something like that. I did something. So recovery was, I guess you could say it was very active recovery. And, now looking back on it, wow. The stuff that I got away with doing back in the day, I'm surprised, now it would put me down. And as you get older, you can still work out hard and stay pretty strong, but it's your ligaments and your tendons and your connective tissue and your joints that really tap out quick. Your skeletal system starts failing you before the muscles do. That's at least in my experience. And stretching is more important now than it was back in the day when I was at the height of my martial art training doing splits and stuff. So the big thing is, you got to look back on the stuff that did work, and remember, what did you do back in the day that worked really good for you? And if you're not doing it now, pick up the things, use Bruce Lee's old analogy, and absorb what is useful and discard what is useless. And, take the unique things and put your own spin on it and make it your own. And that's what I've tried to do with my training program over the last 35 years. And so I've learned a lot of things that don't work. I've learned a lot of things that, can work, but probably not. And then a lot of things that definitely work and work consistently, And one of the big things is, recovery and stretching. You got to stretch. Everybody hates stretching, and in the military, you go do a death run and you come back, you stretch for like 30 seconds, you're out the door, but you should have actually stretched for like, half an hour. Real good stretch, right? But nobody does. Everybody, and sometimes you don't even stretch at all. Most guys light up a cigarette and head to their car, you know. And that was the end of that. So, thinking back on it, you know, this old exercise mat's been with me for a long time. So, I'm going to start bringing you guys tales from the exercise mat. Because there's a lot of stuff from back in the day, 35 years ago, you know, throughout the last 35 years. I got a lot of interesting stories and things that, you know, definitely they don't teach in the books that I learned the hard way throughout the years. And but one of these old exercise mats, you know, I put this out here now to remind me that I got to stretch. So the key point today is your flexibility routine. I don't care how big and strong you are and whatever. You need to stretch. There's nothing, you know, feminine or derogatory or negative about stretching, right? Everybody's like, whatever, you know, I ain't doing that stuff. You need to stretch. A big, strong guy that can, you know, kick your head off and do splits, that guy is far more dangerous than any big, huge guy that's, you know, can't touch his toes or move his arms. If your mobility's gone, your strength is useless because you can't generate power because you can't move, right? And some guys can. Some guys have limited range of motion, but you're much less likely to get hurt, and you're going to increase your range of motion, your mobility, and you're going to have a much better quality of life, especially as you get older, the more you stretch. So I'm going to do some more stretching and finish my post-workout drink. Don't forget, you know, pre, during, and post-workout nutrition is the critical thing of the day, right? If you're training hard. Now, this isn't Powerade. I'm just using the bottle. I got some creatine formula in here and some branched chain amino acids and glutamine and some CLA and some other junk in there. But post-workout nutrition, and plus I'm having a big chunk of dead animal. So eat your food, train hard, but do your recovery, and work on your range of motion, your form, your technique, and your flexibility. And you know, every day, every set, every rep, right? Last set's best set. Last rep's best rep. All right, that's from Training from Warriors.